Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, and welcome to a special edition of Sipping with Jeremy. Today we're going to be trying the store's first ever single barrel bourbon pick from Barber Spirits out of Petaluma, California. So Barber Spirits started in 2017 when then owners of Barber Cellars, Michael and Lorraine Barber, teamed up with Aaron Lee to create Barber Spirits. Besides being based out of Petaluma, California, other significant things to know about Barber Spirits is that they are a grain-to-bottle producer, meaning that everything they work with is done by them, and there is no machinery in their distilleries. That means everything is done by them as well. Nowadays, there's a lot of high-tech distilleries where you just basically press buttons and everything's taken care of for you. Aaron Lee and Michael Barber and Lorraine Barber all believe that, everything should be done by hand. This single barrel pick is also our Spirit of the Month for October, so you can check out the links below where you can read a little bit more detail about me discovering Barber Lee earlier this year and being able to meet Michael Barber as well. Also cool with Barber Lee is that they use heirloom varieties to make their spirits. So for example, their bourbon is made with Hopi and butcher blood corn, which is unique because typically with a lot of the bourbons we have out in the world, you're just getting a yellow or white corn, kind of, your generic feed corn. Makes Barber Lee unique in the fact that they use heirloom varietals. So for our single barrel pick, it is a mash bill of 80% of those heirloom corns, again, Hopi and butcher blood. And then it is a 20% blend of malted barley and rye. It's aged for 3 years in Petaluma, California. It also sits at 120 proof, so it does have a little bit of a bite to it. But yeah, let's go ahead and give it a try. One of the things that really stands out about this bourbon is the aromatics on the nose. I think that's mainly because of the unique corn that they're using, but you get this really rich flavor profile just on the nose alone. And, for only being a 3-year-old whiskey, there is a lot of depth to this, which is a little bit more unique in my opinion. Sitting at 120 proof, so 60% ABV, there is a little bit of heat on this whiskey, but it definitely is balanced out by some really nice rich fruit notes. So I do get a lot of red apple characteristics here, a little bit more of a peach, and then it's paired off with some brown sugar, a little bit more butterscotch, so there's a caramelization to those peaches or to those apples. So just this really cool balance of fruit and sweetness, and then again, a little bit of spice on the back end from the oak, and also just from that heat of being 120 proof. I am going to add a little bit of water to this. I have a quarter ounce of filtered water here. We're going to add that to this. See if that helps open up the whiskey a little bit. Calm it down. You're going to dilute it a little bit, but you're still going to get a lot of flavors. Yeah, just adding that little bit of water really calms down the spice or the heat on the finish from this. So those rich apple flavors really come out more. You get a lot more of those peach characteristics, more brown sugar too. The butterscotch isn't as vibrant, but you still get a little bit more of that on the back end. But yeah, just adding a little water really helps cut down that heat on the finish, but really allows the fruit and the sweetness of the whiskey to come out and be a little bit more expressive. Also, very exciting news. We are going to be teaming up with Roxanne's Bar to be doing a monthly tasting for spirits. So October 19th is our first date, and we will be tasting through the Barber Lee whiskey program. So they make a moonshine. We're going to have their bourbon, their single malt rye, and we're also going to have our single barrel pick to taste for y'all. It's $45 per person. Starts at 6:30 at Roxanne's exhibition room. I will have a link below to the Eventbrite so you can get tickets for that. Alright y'all, that's going to wrap up this episode of Sipping with Jeremy. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you learned a little bit about Barber Lee Spirits. Hope you find this single barrel bourbon intriguing. And again, don't forget to check out the links below. The link to the blog where I talk a little bit more in detail about this. Also, links to purchase the bottle too. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have a great day. Drink well.